Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Atlas. Unless you guys are new to the channel, then well, it is very nice to meet you. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some recent news that's going on with Bitcoin, as well as diving into the charts for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Orchid. We'll also take a look at what's going on with Decentraland, aka Mana. And if we have any more time, maybe I'll take a look at something else. But let's go ahead and get into this. And well, actually, in just a second, if you guys are new, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this video. Every video, we're trying to get to 50 likes, and it really helps us out a lot, guys. Also, click the bell icon so you can stay up to date with the latest cryptocurrency news and technical analysis. Feel free to drop any comments that you guys have down below. And now let's go ahead and get on into this. First up, Janet Yellen. This is somebody that was just appointed by now President Biden, no longer elect President Biden, now President Biden. So she's not necessarily got a good perspective view on cryptocurrency or especially Bitcoin. So she was just quoted yesterday having said, cryptocurrencies are a particular concern. I think many are used, at least in a transaction sense, mainly for illicit financing. Sorry, I slurred that. Let me go ahead and say that again. Cryptocurrencies are a particular concern. I think many are used, at least in a transaction sense, mainly for illicit financing. And I think we really need to examine ways in which we can curtail their use and make sure that money laundering doesn't occur through those channels. Okay, so do people use cryptocurrency for illegal activities? Yes. Is it mostly used for illegal activities? No, that's not true. That's a really ridiculous statement. There's more money that's being used fiscally, like printed dollars, for illegal activities than there are for cryptocurrency space. Now, I can understand that you want to try and regulate it, but going off and saying a statement like, oh my God, it's mostly used for illegal things, that just shows that you have like no knowledge of cryptocurrency technology and the blockchain technology and what's been going on in this industry space. So maybe you heard about Silk Road and you're just thinking like, oh, Silk Road and these people, the capital, oh, everyone's using it for illegal things. Well, look at all the other use cases for it. Why is PayPal now getting behind it? Why is MicroStrategy? Why is Grayscale, right? Why are billionaires like Mark Cuban talking more highly of this kind of stuff? So she needs to do more research. I can understand them trying to regulate a little more to prevent these kinds of things, but don't go off and say a statement that's so ludicrous as this. Up next, Bitcoin sinks below $34,000 as sell-off cuts into early January momentum. Bitcoin sank as low as $33,412.72 on Wednesday as investors continue to take profits from the cryptocurrency's massive rally. The token reached a record of nearly $42,000 earlier this month before momentum stalled. Analysts see $34,000 as a key support level for the token, while a move above $40,000 could revive Bitcoin's rally. Bitcoin falls 5% despite continued accumulation by investors. The number of addresses holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin, although, has risen from $2,407 to from 2,407 wallets to a new lifetime high of 2,438 wallets. So we've gone up 31 wallets of 1,000 Bitcoin each. Right? You could have had a lot that were just under 1,000, and now they're just accruing a little bit more. But yeah, that number has increased. In the past 7 days, according to data source Glassnode, the rise does not necessarily imply the same growth in the number of investors, as a single person or entity can hold multiple addresses. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this is also being associated with stuff going on with Grayscale. So yeah, you do want to take that with a grain of salt. Meanwhile, the number of Bitcoins locked up in accumulation addresses has gone up by 30,000 to 2,739,166 Bitcoin in the past week. Accumulation addresses are those that have at least 2 incoming non-dust transfers and have never spent funds. Dust refers to insignificantly tiny amounts of the digital asset. The metric does not include addresses belonging to miners and exchanges and excludes addresses last active more than 7 years ago to adjust for lost coins. All right, up next, there's been some drops going on with the Bitcoin miners and their stock, and specifically Shares for the Bitcoin miner Riot Blockchain Incorporated, Riot, dropped 11.59%. We're down by about 14%, while rival Marathon Patent Group Inc., MARA, was down 13.78%, seeing its shares down 17% in Wednesday midday trading. Now, something to keep in mind, though, is that we scale out this big perspective view a little bit more. Marathon Patent Group shares are up 1,715% over the past 12 months, while those for Riot have surged 1,414%, according to FactSet data. Bitcoin prices comparatively are up 287% over the past 12-month period. So overall, still looking very good for the companies, just some pullback that's gone on with Bitcoin. Now let's actually go into the charts here. Now, taking a look at Bitcoin first, you can see we have this big symmetrical triangle pattern, and guess what? That line dropped right down as of yesterday and not only passed through this level of support, but also right where I had a line already drawn at $33,343 and bounced right off of that and came shooting all the way back up. So quite a substantial drop from its top, 36,440, all the way down to 33,400. So very substantial drop right there, dropping even below the 21 EMA, but it didn't close out the day in that position, which is still good. So a lot of these lines have been testing the 21 EMA, but not actually validating themselves as an established point, suggesting that we could be further going into a more of a bear market pattern. Although we do have recessions that have been going on within this phase here, a little bit of recovery there. The 21 EMA is beginning to flatline itself out a little bit, kind of cooling down, which is also kind of a good thing too, because if this decides it wants to take off and start shooting up again, then that 21 EMA is going to have a wider gap, suggesting less likelihood of another bear market. But as of right now, things are coming together closer and closer, so it is getting a bit concerning. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. If it decides to keep moving forward, right around January 24th, it's looking like a key identifying point of when it has to make a move, either up or down, and that's based on a large majority of relationships that we've been seeing within these different spaces here. So in theory, it could actually come in sooner. This baseline that you guys see right here is working off the bottoms of these wicks. If we move this over, yeah, because that would have been for a previous day. So I'm still going to keep it held in the same position pattern. I'm looking at January 24th. So if Bitcoin decides it wants to drop down, I'd be looking at a potential level of support first at $34,583. That's on the 21 EMA. Next level would be at $34,200, and then the next level would once again be at $33,300. I'm going to go ahead and extend this out now. If this decides it wants to climb up, then we have $36,619 as a level of resistance. Breaking out above that, we got quite a ways to start to go, but we're actually showing a little bit more of a relationship right about here. And that's because we've got January 13th, January 16th, and January 19th now in their formations. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up as a level of resistance. So let's go ahead and break above $36,600, then go up to $37,900 in the next major zone, getting back into where that pattern continuation, if it was to do that, to go towards $100,000 this year on the same track, it would need to get in at an initial point of $40,466, and then realistically, we got a major level of resistance on a very high position right now compared to what we've been seeing at $41,865. And that would actually coincide not only with that candle position for this theoretical perspective, but also that line of showing previous support. And then it has to actually work its way back into the previous channel, but that would actually be exceeding the $42,000 mark. So there's actually a lot of relationships going on right now. We got 1, 2, 3 different points of references, all right around $42,000, which makes sense. If it decides it wants to drop down further below the 34,000, I think I just mentioned this, 34,220. I'll just say it again, 33,300, and then 32,000, and then down all the way to 30,000. But right now, 32,000 is looking like the strongest point of support. Now let's go ahead and go take a look at the next crypto. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and save that. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum had just hit an all-time high 2 days ago, currently on the red for the new daily candle position. Yesterday had quite a bit of sell-off, actually selling off more than the full body of the initial start point for the candle yesterday, with a retracement that came back up, ended up closing just slightly in the positive. Got close to trying to hit the $1,420 mark again, which was the back in 2018 previous high. So now we're looking at around 1,440 as the new all-time high, right? The all-time high, or just all-time high, depending on whatever way you want to look at it. So if this decides it wants to go up, let's get past $1,420, hit above 1,440, and then we're working our way back up towards the $1,500 mark. But right now it is showing bearish signs. As I'm talking, it's still dropping more. A potential level of support at $1,284. This drop decline does show a little bit of a relationship here as far as for the candle bodies, not in relationship to the actual wicks. We do have the one wick from yesterday though. So that is a potential zone. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as a red. So if this decides it wants to drop, we got 1,284. It's a level. Then further down below that is 1,230. Further level down below that is 1,147. And then we've got 1,100. Yeah, like 1,100, 1,148, then 1,135, right in those zones. So these are key metric points, right? If it passes through this first zone, you're either looking at a bounce off or further continuation down. This is for you to kind of prepare yourselves in these positions. But realistically, a lot of people are calling for Ethereum to still keep going up much higher. So we're very close towards the top. And as far as the pattern goes right here, we are still in an upwards trend channel pattern, so everything's actually looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and go take a look at the next coin, which is going to be Orchid, and then we're going to finish up with Mana, aka Decentraland. So Orchid has had a daily closure yesterday in the green, just slightly. It did dip down at one point, going all the way down to 28 cents, so sub 30 cents once again. You know, a lot of crypto is seeing the drops from yesterday, though. So I guess it's understandable, like, for it to just finally stay above 30 cents. But, you know, it is what it is. And so that drop down got very close to the 21 EMA, which was at 27 cents or 0.2746. Actually did a little bounce at 27 cents or 0.2793, just slightly higher. And off of that position, we're still seeing it in the green right now, holding above 30 cents. Next level, get above 0.3048. And then the next level up above that, breaking 33 cents. And if it can actually have a daily closure above 33 cents without having a follow-up day, I mean, realistically, you need like 2 to 3 days. But if it can get above 33 cents for at least one day and close out, then we're actually looking a lot better, because we haven't had a daily closure above 33 cents. Right around there is 33 cents. A daily closure since back on November 24th, and then the only other day before that was all the way back on September 21st. So not pretty at all. Yeah, so breaking above 33 cents, moving up to 37 cents, holding above 37 cents, working its way back towards the $1 region zone. But if it decides it wants to drop down, we got 27 cents, 0.2778, 26 cents, 0.2640, another level down at 0.2539, and then a big bottom at 0.2242. But I highly doubt that kind of a move. We do have large candles that come out of nowhere, though, so potentially based on the level where it's at right now, there's only a little bit of a gap between what this candle did and back on today. Excuse me. So, I mean, anything's possible, but right now things are looking good. It's getting ready to break into the Fibonacci retracement level, holding up here on the 0.382. Really would like to get out of this consolidated zone. I think the most bullish case scenario right now is if it can manage to get out of 33 cents. That's a huge issue that's been going on, is trying to break above 33 cents. Okay, now last thing we're going to go ahead and take a look at is what's going on with Mana. And with Mana, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row of green candles. Mana has been on a tear, holding up itself pretty well. Mana, aka Decentraland, has to do with their own game that they've been building. It's got kind of like a Minecrafty vibe to it. If you guys want to check it out, it looks pretty cool to me. was just slightly in the red, now flipped over into the green. Previous high position we are looking at as we scale out here was at 18 cents according to the Coinbase charts back on August 9th of last year. So that is a very significant level of resistance. Imminently first, we have a lower level that was established just below that at 17 cents. And then where we're at currently right now, our major threshold is trying to break above approximately 14 cents. A little bit of a bounce that took place off of there. Yesterday was quite a bit of gains. So if this will have a further continuation rally, it's possible, especially if Ethereum and Bitcoin and everything else start to decide to move again. If they have even more of a further drop, then a lot of people are probably going to be taking their profits off of this. But I would keep in mind it already has 3, 4, 5 days of green candles in a row, and the amount of the amount of price action movement that's gone up between all of these. The following day from this green candle, it had a massive shoot up and then immediate dump down, and actually started dumping even further. So this could be another setup for a potential pump and dump, which is actually very likely given the fact that it has a low market capitalization and a low price. It's a lot more easy to be manipulated. So I'd be very cautious with this, just given the circumstance that it hasn't had any pullback quite yet, and the last daily candle was pretty big. Drop down to a potential zone at 11 cents on the 21 EMA. That would essentially invalidate 4 days worth of green candles, putting it very close to the previous the 5th day candle, which would not actually be that surprising to just have it slightly on the gains in that zone. If it decides it wants to drop even further down, then we're really looking at a big bottom space right around at 7 cents or 0.0762. But I highly doubt for it to go down this far, especially over a single day pattern. If it drops below the 21 EMA, then we're going to discuss something a little bit more different. Right now, things are holding up good, though. So keeping track of this, see if it can break above 14 cents, and then really be keeping an eye on that 17-cent level. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video with that there, actually. So if you guys are new to the channel, once again, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try to get to 50 likes on this video. And also, click the bell icon so you know whenever we got a new video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about everything today. Is there any crypto that I missed out on that you guys think is popping pretty well? Maybe we could talk about it in a future video. Let me know down below, or you can just say hi. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode.